talking about kind of the difference between being a self-taught programmer and being like a formal kind of graduate, or like getting a CS degree or doing the courses and going the traditional
Yeah.
route. And I was curious, since I know you went through college and you did all that, do you have an opinion on that? Do you think that, getting a CS degree or getting a college degree is kind of necessary in today's age? Do you think it's worth it
No,
versus
dude.
maybe doing like a boot camp or something like that? Because I know you posted some videos talking about it. I haven't watched them, but I just wanted to get your perspective.
Yeah, no, dude, I think college is a load of garbage, honestly.
Yeah?
Um, I mean, they're charging people so much money for information. Dude, I think honestly, I really, some people are going to disagree with me, of course, but I think that in the future, college isn't going to be it all like it is today. I think there's going to be way more online learning, I feel like, as technology develops and stuff like that. And then maybe there will be like facilities or places people can go to meet and collaborate. But I don't see the point of paying, like, it's so insane how much money some people pay for, like, just information. I mean, you can be at a small college and I could go online and learn from MIT professors for free.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like weird. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's weird, dude.
Hey, I'm with you. I mean, I agree.
It's controversial though.
It is a very controversial topic, but a lot more people are talking about it now. And I do agree with you that I think in a few years we're going to see a big transition. And I think that even what's happened now with this whole coronavirus, like all these schools going to online learning, I think is almost just speeding that up. I think people are realizing, hey, I don't need this classroom. I don't need this 10 grand a year to sit in a building with a professor. I can just go online and learn it myself. But
Yeah.
again, that's not for everyone. My only issue with the non-college route for some people, because I think what you're saying is pretty much, no, you don't need it. Like if you want to be a developer, you want to do something, college, it's not as necessary as it has been before, is like the lack of motivation. Maybe I think what college does, at least in my opinion, for some people, is forces them to do something. It like forces them to do the courses that they probably wouldn't do if they weren't put in that environment.
Yeah, I guess that is true, especially, I mean, it's definitely forcing you when you're going into debt.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, that's interesting to think about.
Yeah, that's my only perspective on it, because I agree with you. I think that almost everything that's being taught in university or in college, you can find online for free. I mean, information is just so abundant nowadays. It's just, do you have the motivation or even the knowledge to know to go look for that? So that's why I think like structured learning curriculum is good, but I think you're right. Like the amount of money and like just debt and situation people are putting themselves in to get that kind of information is not even close to being worth it, especially in 2020, right?
Yeah, and I mean, dude, in specifically tech, I don't think some people really think that the degree matters. I mean, it's definitely good. Like some jobs do require it still, but there's plenty of jobs that don't.
For sure,
And
yeah. And I know, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Google recently dropped their requirement to have a college degree to work at the company. I know a lot of companies now.
I don't think they even had one before.
Oh, I thought they did. I'm not sure. Someone was saying something about that. That's what I heard. But anyways, they don't have a requirement to have a college degree. I know a lot of companies don't even care if you have a college degree or university degree. They don't even ask
Yeah.
about it anymore. So I think as we're getting further, people are realizing that it's about what skills you have, not
Dude,
where you
exactly.
got the skills from. Which I think is important. I think like we should definitely move towards that, especially because there's so many people that aren't fortunate enough to be able to afford or even like have the access to go to a university or college, right? That might be great developers.
Yeah, and people that there's definitely kids, dude. There's kids in high school that are way better programmers than people that have college degrees.
Oh, 100%.
So someone could be the best programmer and not have any traditional education or there's a lot of unconventional ways of learning this stuff. So.
For sure. And I mean, actually, what I wanted to ask you with that then, since we're kind of like in a similar age range, how old are you exactly again?
I'm 22.
22. Okay, yeah. So I'm 19, so we're pretty close. Going through college, did you notice, because I noticed personally that most of the people that I know that are in CS or in software engineering are not very good at programming. Did you notice that yourself as well, or is that just maybe in my perspective?
Well, I think people don't go. I think unless you're doing internships, you don't really understand it. When you're in college, like if you're just sticking to what college is telling you, that's a lot different than what's going on in industry.
100%. 100%. That's why I don't know. I'm kind of confused sometimes when I see people in CS or in software engineering. They want to go get jobs at Google or Microsoft or wherever it may be, and like they're not working on side projects. They don't program outside of school. Like they just do the bare bones minimum that's in college. And I'm like, I don't even know if you've experienced what real programming is yet. Like being on your own, solving problems, not having a Word document telling you what problems to solve. So that's always just something interesting that I see happening.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff they tell you to do in college, or for me at least, it was actually I had a hard time in college because the information, like while I was doing internships in college and building projects and stuff, and I was like in classes, like this stuff is kind of a lot of this is irrelevant,
100%. Yeah, 100%.
But I think getting if you do go to a tough school and you do get like straight A's, that does say something because some of that material is pretty hard, like operating systems and stuff. It does get pretty tough.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, I think a lot of the math class, especially, I mean, if we're talking about programs like, maybe a Harvard program or like MIT or Waterloo, yeah. That's a little bit different. But I think for the majority of people, or for the average CS grad or the average, software engineering grad, that what they're being taught mostly is, some of it's fundamental, but you're going to have to learn that regardless, like in the workplace. There's just so much that's missing, right? And if they don't do anything outside school.
It doesn't show that you're a good programmer because you pass, but it could show if you get straight A's. Passing college, I guess, it shows that you're smart. So, I mean, that's something,
Yeah, and dedicated and committed, I would say. I think that's something I noticed. Like, if you're a graduate of any program, to me, that says, like, at least you committed the 4 years, you put in the 4 years of your time to finish that, which is something, right? That's worth something regardless